Section 1. This is just a course overview, and there's only one lesson in here to show a course map and kind of the things that you need to be successful in this course. So here's a course map. This is also below these videos here on the website that you can see, but let's just briefly go over this so you can kind of get a layout of what you're going to learn. Really try to pack as much relevant and useful information into things that you really need for some of the basics and fundamentals of using Metashape, but will also translate to doing work later on as you become more of an intermediate and professional user. So the first section is what we're in. We're just learning about the course and what we need. The second section is about installing Metashape and an overview of what the software is and what it offers. That includes explaining a little bit difference between Metashape Standard and Professional, but in this course we'll use the Professional Edition. Getting some lay of the land in the user layout, and then some Metashape settings that are really important to adjust. Third section is setting up the project, starting our first project and how we kind of organize that in our Finder or File Explorer windows, and then importing the photos. And then section 4 and 5 are going to be the bulk of the course. This is where section 4 we're going to focus on building 3D models and point clouds. We're going to go over all of the steps that you need to do, show you how to do them, and also show you some reasons why we do different things or check on or off different settings and how that can affect your workflow. So we're gonna import our photos as we did in the previous section, and then align the photos, scale and optimize the model, make sure everything is looking good, and then build our 3D model and build that point cloud at the end as an optional step. And then section 5, we're going to build the DEM and orthomosaic imagery. And we can play around with a second data set. We can look at some overview of possible workflows, and again walk through a very similar workflow as building a 3D model. Align the photos, scale it, optimize it, adjust things as needed, enable GPS positioning and georeference the model if we need to for that purpose, and then build our point cloud to give us a highly leveled detailed surface to later build a digital elevation model, or DEM, and orthomosaic imagery. And then in kind of a section 6 or its own section, we've got some additional materials. So I'll go over next what you need, but we've got example photo sets that is provided that you can download and use for this course. They're small enough and good enough that you can know that you will build a successful model kind of your first time around, so that can kind of help. And then there's some other downloadable materials. So the things that you need for this course are pretty simple. You need a computer, first and foremost, and that can be a laptop or a desktop. You don't need a crazy workstation or this very expensive kind of setup. This course is designed to help a lot of people who are just getting started with Metashape. So this may be your very first time being exposed to it. That's perfect. You might have heard of it or tried a little few things here or there yourself. That's great. You can use, most laptops within the last 5-8 years or so are perfect for this course and can be used. If you have a desktop computer, great. Whatever computer you have will work fine. Just preferably a Mac OS, Apple computer, or Windows. And then we will need Agisoft Metashape photogrammetry software. So in the next lesson, we'll show how you download and get a license for all that if you don't already have it installed and you don't already have a license to activate and use. Don't worry, we'll show you how to do that. And then the last thing is a set of photos to work with. Photogrammetry is using photos to reconstruct into the three-dimensional models and imagery to later collect measurements or use for other different purposes. So you need a set of photos. If you have your own and you already took some photos and know how to take them, great. Go ahead and use this for this course. If you need a set of photos to start out with, we have a couple that are small enough and well taken that you can ensure that they will build a good 3D model on orthomosaic image to help you get started, and they will work on, even if you have kind of a older laptop or something else. Don't worry, it'll work just fine on it. So you can download these in a later section, additional materials provided in the course. So okay, we'll go ahead and move on to the next section.